Hello guys. You are on the channel Alice Reddit Stories. Enjoy watching. Firstly, this was all online, and so was his ex, but it was my first ever relationship, but not his. I'm also on mobile and just need to pour my heart out somewhere. I'm a girl. We spent 4 months together, but never fully made it official since it kind of felt unstable at times and he went through periods where he didn't feel like he loved me. We exchanged I love yous and everything. We even had a world in Stardew Valley together and we were married there. I always had a feeling he wasn't fully over his ex, because he was the one who broke up with them but wanted to stay friends, but their ex probably was too hurt and blocked him. Around the same time they blocked him we started talking. He told me they had been apart for a while and he didn't love them anymore. He ended up lying to me about his age, and I almost ended it there and then at the very beginning, because I thought our age gap was too much. He is younger than me, we're both teens. But he begged me for literal hours, so I ended up giving in but telling him that it'll take me a while to decide if I wanted this to be a relationship because of his age. Over the months I saw that he was a bit emotionally immature in some aspects, so that's the reason why I never actually asked him to make it official. But I really loved him and nearly everything else about him, and he made me so happy. We talked last week, and we had so much fun, and I decided the next time I talked to him I was going to ask him to make it official. In the next few days he told me his ex unblocked him, and I had a bad feeling, but I thought that maybe I was just being jealous. Unfortunately, that was not the case. I asked him if he wanted to talk, when I was planning on asking him to make it official, and he just responded with "I'm sorry," and I just knew. He then told me the real reason why he broke up with his ex, which turned out to be that he was just stressed from school and was taking it out on them, and now that they talked again he realized he still loved them. I was shattered. I asked him if he was going to tell them that he spent 4 months with me and basically split up with me to be with them. He responded, "I don't recall we were ever together," and that completely broke me to the core. 4 months of my life down the drain. And he told me and them are together now, which made me feel sick to my stomach to the point where I actually ended up throwing up. He ended up telling me that him and his ex, now boyfriend, actually split up less than a week before we started talking, even though he first told me they had been apart for months. And in the beginning he used me as a distraction, but slowly got to know me and did actually love me, but that he just didn't realize he still loved his ex. The last time we talked he told me some personal issues going on with his family, and how he feels the most stressed out about that, and that's always the times he feels like he doesn't love me, so I kind of feel like he uses relationships as a way to distract himself from that. Just don't understand how he's now in a relationship with someone else. Doesn't he think about all the times we stayed up late, the Stardew Valley world, the songs we listened to, the games we played? Does he get the urge to say the phrases we used to say and the nicknames we had for each other, and doesn't it hurt him at all? Or is he now using his ex as a distraction from me? The things that are helping me cope right now is knowing that he lied to me about a lot of things. The fact that his boyfriend and him are closer in age, so I feel like that's better for him. And they're closer geographically, still different countries, but it helps me cope. I'm so heartbroken and I keep thinking, what if I had done something differently? But realistically I feel that it wouldn't have changed anything since he still HSD underlying feelings for them. The worst part is, we were both a part of Discord servers that were my happy place, so I've had to leave those and drop a bunch of friends because I couldn't stand to look at his profile, and I've blocked him on everything now. It's been 3.5 days now, and I'm starting to feel better about it, but I still feel so sick when I think about them together, even if it is better for him. I need to unlove him, and one day, eventually I want to go back to those servers and have my friends again. We started as FWB a year ago, and early on he moved away. While he lived 5 hours north, we were dating others, but had veto power over who the other person slept with. He came back to visit often, and after my mom got cancer, he came back more often. He moved back April 1st and stayed with me every night. We transitioned to only having sex with other people together. So threesomes or fours, but no separate relationships. If other separate partners ever became a desire for either of us, we just needed to talk about it and left room to do so. In June, I caught him texting a girl he didn't tell me about. He was incredibly drunk, and in front of me, he texted her he couldn't wait to have her in his arms. I confronted him, and he said she was a college friend a bad history with guys. He didn't want another partner, and he promised me when he saw her at an upcoming party out of town that he wouldn't sleep with her. Packed him condoms for that trip anyway, because he's a dude, and I said, just tell me if you do and I can take on a partner of my own. He came back from the party and said he didn't sleep with her. We continued checking in on the relationship agreement and if it needed updating. He always said he was happy with things and didn't want another partner. The sex was insane and often 2-3x a day. Our sex drives were so well matched, and we loved the idea of a long-term partnership with special guest stars or couples involved. I didn't want marriage, and he said he didn't either. We had a very equal partnership, it seemed. Except that he always stayed at my house since he wasn't excited to move back home with his mom and dad. He always ate my food and at first acted as if he wanted to help out and get groceries, but his ADHD made for forgetting a lot of things. He said he loved our quiet life, and I believed him. Then, on July 4th weekend, I caught him in a ton of lies. He lied about being his college friend with a bad history with guys. He was spending the weekend with her again, and yet he told me she wasn't going to be there. I took it upon myself to invite her to come up and visit us, and he could enjoy a threesome his two blondes. I assumed she knew he was kinky, but it turns out she did not. They were having sex, she said. No protection. No mention of other partners. He was with her that day. I invited her to sleep with us, and when she went off on him, he tried to save things with her and told her it was just sex with me. I showed her screenshots of his confessions of love and his not-so-traditional sexual desires and his love of group sex. Since discovering many of his lies, I learned he had met her at a bar in her hometown one weekend back in April. They'd only been together in person for 2 weekends, yet he was promising her her dream car, vacations, and discussing marriage already. She has a kid and is pretty traditional Nashville Christian, so he didn't tell her he was in an open relationship and living with someone. Nor did he tell her he had HSV1 or a profile on a swingers site with me. But after I caught him not upholding our agreement and not using protection with multiple partners, he suddenly says he's a traditional guy who wants marriage and wants to be the father of her daughter, and he doesn't want threesomes anymore. She believes he's changed and has forgiven him for the lies he told her. To prove he's no longer on dating/swinger sites, she has the password to his phone, and he's gone from independent swinger to codependent future stepdaddy in a matter of weeks. Was he just using me for my house, meals, sex 2-3x day, and to get away from his parents, His love felt real in the moment, but now that I know he lied to me so much, I wonder who he really is and if he ever did really love me. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. There are many interesting stories ahead of you.